Anyways, so I'm starting the recording now. Okay, let's start with Bitcoin. So there are two views I have. One is this simple view where I added these two levels. These are important levels. So let's understand the structure of it. Okay. The big picture says this is the arch. You see, it's hitting the top. I mean, this curve arch right from this one. So I'm putting this wave all in one. I mean, the whole entire move into one unit. Okay, one segment. And if you look at it, it's hitting this arch, orange arch, and here as well. So we saw breakout, but breakout from this particular pattern point of view, because we were tracking this pattern. If you remember, this white line was like a resistance, and there were few other resistance on a local level. But once it broke above, this was significant breakout, right? This is what we were looking for because it was hovering around 59K and we wanted it to break above and we got it. Now what? So it has hit this level. So this level is not a straight line as you could see. A tricky one, but it's obvious and makes sense. Nothing random. So we are out of this, but now we have to come across and so it's like zooming out. So we were kind of operating at this level. Now we are zooming out, and now I would say we are operating at this level. You know what I'm saying? So, um, so the pattern that I'm tracking is much higher now. Okay, so that's one thing. Second is yesterday's move. This move was okay because it retested this level. What I was a little surprised that it retested it again right next day, because this was done. Coming back to this level was something not I was thinking it should do. The good news is it is able to bounce back. Very good news. Because when I set an alert, it's for awareness. And I think I should also clarify when I say watch out alert means not it doesn't mean risk alert. It means if you're doing something, it simply means that you have to watch out what is happening. And what you would expect from me is what provided to you. I provided two support levels to you. So in times like this, I would provide this kind of support where I would say immediate major support. That means if this is broken, then this s- entire zone becomes critical. And if this is broken, then it's not good. Then I think the whole entire um, structure is at risk. That means the correction could be much deeper, and in worst case, it could be up to 40 to 50%. However, that's a scenario. And when I talk about scenario, it is always conditional. And we should understand the condition very well. We should not just pick up keywords like 40, 50% correction. You cannot just selectively pick up those words and assume something. Okay. The conditions are very important. The condition is the support level. Unless and until you see that happening, you cannot assume of those kind of dire situation. Okay. And similarly, it is still above this horizontal line and still well above this one. However, those kind of alert will give you enough time. You might be busy with something, you might think everything is fine, or maybe simply not paying attention. So it is just to draw your attention. Okay. So that's important clarification, because last time when I raised, some of the members misunderstood and they some of the members sold as well. And I don't mind if they sell, because if someone feels that there is risk, I'm no I'm not here to tell what you guys need to do. My Because my job is to do two things mainly: uh, keep you up to date on direction, and second, provide key levels, whether it's a resistance or support, right? And then those could be the drivers, right? Otherwise, everybody has different risk appetite. I personally bought Doge a lot, as I said. I don't share this often, but I share. But and I'm still keeping it. And that 34% drop doesn't mean to anything. I mean, percentage doesn't mean much to me. To the way I track my personal trade is I look for this kind of level. I look for relationship whether the coin is moving independently or coin is moving along with BTC. In this case, the coins alts are moving along with BTC. That's very important point to note. Okay. The BTC dropped by 0.5%. Other coins are dropping by amplifying, right? 5 to 10% drop. So you have to see whether the coin is dropping in isolation or coins are dropping together with BTC. So this is a tip that you can always remember in mind, that when you see your coin is dropping, you have to see if your coin is dropping independently or with BTC. And another thing is, when it drops independently from resistance, that's a usual drop. Okay, you don't have to worry about that because that's what it does. Sometimes it drops, sometimes it just consolidates. So these are a couple of important guidelines, especially for new members. So one thing is on alert, and interpreting the alert and meaning is important. Interpreting the support level is important. And when I say the whole entire market is tied up with BTC, that means you can look for your alts, but from risk management point of view, but from potential direction point of view, when I say it is tied up with BTC, that means you could. I mean, I cannot force, but point is, I'm I would suggest you to look for BTC only in that case, because the moment BTC make a move on the upside, they would just shoot up, and they shoot up so quickly that some of the fast moving coin 20-30% is nothing. They could cover that ground in minutes. So sometime if you're judging just by percentage, I think that may not give you the correct outcome. Okay. However, everybody should know when to get out. The exit plan has to be there, right? Irrespective of that. But if you're trying to determine direction, and if I post something that correction is tightly coupled with Bitcoin, then our alt can be ignored in terms of tracking. Okay. Um, so that's another clarification. So right now, what we want is we want this to break about, I said, I think 500, 62,500. We should see that happening. Once we see that, I'm going to turn off that watch out alert. What does it mean is this this is to be watched out. This zone has to be watched out. Okay. Because if you look at this pattern, it's banding. And if I talk about worst case scenario, right now it's a possibility, not a probability. There is a difference. Always remember this difference. You can possibly think of different scenarios, but we have to always see what is the probability, and the probability changes over time. Okay, so it's not black and white. There are many gray shades. So from white to black, if white is all good and black is all bad, it doesn't transition from white to black. There are between grays in between. Okay. So that's how probability changes. And the probability changes as per the price and the respective key levels. So if I have to dry run, this is absolutely like on we are on the white side, means everything is good. As soon as it breaks this white line and this immediate support, it transition into grayish spot and then towards blackish, shade. So that's how it works. And and it could bounce from any level before it really goes and crash down, because it doesn't in Bitcoin it doesn't crash like what we see on outside. So that's how it works. So on the downside, the worst case scenario would trigger if it breaks below this level. So we are far away, but always it's important to understand the big picture, that this um, these are point of rejection, and BTC could keep on bending in a slow manner like this, and create arch, and maybe this arch would close down. That means this becomes a ceiling, and then this arch actually, I mean, the BTC price would start dropping, and if it starts falling, then it is likely to create um, replica, I mean, mirror image of this wave, and come down all the way to, um, I think it could potentially come down to 29K. Okay. That 29K, 30K level, which is, so it's conditional. That's important. But you see what is happening here. So let me turn off this drawing and show you. Right. So that's why the recent high has to be broken above with a good breakout on the upside. Okay. So this is important, and I think right now understanding Bitcoin is the most important thing, not alts. You saw some alts like Nano popped up. You are going to see some coins making huge move over time, okay? Because all the alts that we chose are good ones, and they are in good shape. We saw Doge did a wonderful job. Doge corrected. We are going to see each and every coin, but my point is, different coins are going to make huge move. GRT, for example, is silent. It could make huge move. File is silent. It could make huge move. You may not be able to cash those moves because you may not be online, and sometimes they are so fast. I would not suggest you to chase any pumps. Okay, sometime you have to, and but if you have few coins like 4 5 coins, then definitely they will make progress, right? But what you could do is you are supposed to set alerts. So, and when I go through, I'm going to mention that this is a key level. If you add your alerts there, then you will have opportunity to enter in a breakout and a part of the breakout, right? So even if you're not planning to buy any coin, it is a good idea to have this kind of a tool, your app, and set alert. Later you can decide what to do, right? I mean, you cannot virtually buy all, and it's also not good idea to switch a coin just because one coin is pumping. So as a trader, you would find a balance over time. It doesn't come easily, but sometimes it's very hard. For example, I'm holding Doge and it's down 30%. When I see MANA Mana going up or Nano going up, it's so tempting. It's so tempting that I should sell and then buy that one. But what happens is, it's not that you cannot reduce and buy, it's a choice. But anyone who try to go after pumping coin and leaving behind what they have, if they do very often, they might end up in a situation, at the time they go there, that coin stop dropping, then they would be in a similar scenario. Then they will see after a day or two another coin is popping up, and then they will go after that coin, and that process continue, and they would, I mean, they will start losing their capital. Okay, so that's very, like, it happens very naturally, because who doesn't want to be part of a coin which is making 30 to 50% move, right? But I think that's something, being a trader, we have to learn that aspect, that how to balance it, how to use alert effectively, how to keep 4 5 coins in hand, not just one or two coin with a heavy percentage weightage. All those guidelines need to be in place, right, for effective trading. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording on this one because I would upload BTC and all these guidelines separately, and then resume for our usual, walkthrough. That way, our members would be able to see video by topic. So I'm ending BTC at this moment.